YouTubers, and welcome to yet another beer review. We're new to the master of Probably Stay, looking at the last of the beers that Ivar, my buddy from Iceland, gave to me when he was here. And this one is also from the Steðja Brewghús or Brewing Company in Iceland. This, I believe, is a export version of their Christmas beer. That's at least what Ivar talked about. It's their limited seasonal that they made just for export so they could get their name out there in the rest of the world, because mainly before that the beer was just sold in Iceland. But this one is their Icelandic Northern Lights. Again, with a horrid green bottle. Don't like that too much. And this is also a lager. And apparently I did some research, and also from the comments from the previous video, mostly they do is lagers. And apparently the whale one is one of the better beers. So we'll see how this one goes. But this, making this a little different than your average darker lager, it's made with licorice, which I guess is kind of fitting for like a festive type of beer. And it's on 5.3%. So let's just get it cracked open and see how this one is. Loads of carbonation. I'm going to be using this, I guess it's a shaker glass. My stone shaker glass, my ruination. Might not be fitting for this beer, who knows, but I haven't used this. I don't know how long, so I felt like using it now. And there we have it. It actually looks pretty nice in the glass. It's a nice, well, kind of copper color. Nice big, almost 3 fingers of an off-white head. Let's check out the aroma on this one. Slightly skunky. Fuck. The other one wasn't really skunky, but this is slightly skunky. It reminds me of a weaker version of their Kvalur. And also, actually, it kind of reminds me of the tradition we have here in Denmark with Christmas beers from the big, gigantic breweries like Carlsberg, with adding glucose syrup and stuff like that. Just darkening it up. Because I'm not smelling a lot of licorice. I'm smelling sugary and grain notes. A little bit of a wet grain. A little bit of skunk. Yeah, this smells not as good as the other one, but it doesn't smell as bad as some of the adjunct lagers out there, and this doesn't have adjuncts in it, but it's just not, the skunk is kind of a little bit dominating in the aroma, so yeah. Let's give this one a try to see if the skunk persists in the flavor. That is run-of-the-mill macro almost type stuff flavor-wise. The other one was a real solid, real nice kind of dark lager. This is just reminds me of like Tuborg's Christmas beer that they release here, something like that. This is no way. I mean, the other one wasn't mind-blowing amazing as either, but this is just kind of, you know, it doesn't seem craft flavor-wise. The skunk isn't as dominating on the flavor, but it's definitely there, along with this maybe hint of metallic note. I'm getting that wet grain. It has a hint of an anise kind of licoricey flavor, but that's about it for the licoricey flavors. It feels, you know, kind of wet. Sounds weird talking about a liquid like this being wet, but it feels very wet on your palate compared to some other beers. And oddly enough, the aftertaste, I don't know if that's the licorice or what it is, but even though it feels so wet, the dryness, it kind of dries it out. And the body is like lighter side of medium. It's not good, it's not great, it's not bad either. It's kind of like in the average, above average territory. So I'm going to give this one a 60. It's not a horrid beer. You can definitely drink it, but it's just a tad better than a lot of the darker lager beers you get around Christmas time here in Denmark. So I'd say not a recommendation for me. Check it out if you want to. Their Kvalur is much better. And there's also some other better Icelandic craft breweries like Steðja or Ödishöld. Those guys make some better beer. But yeah, so a 60 for the Icelandic Northern Lights. If you have the chance to try this, guys, definitely let me know what you think of it. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter. And I'm going to say cheers. I'm going to see you guys in the beer review.